Happy Cinco de Mayo!
Let's warm up our ovens, and we're going to make some one-pan shrimp fajitas tonight in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. Welcome to Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. If you are visiting our channel and not a family member, I hope you'll stop at this very second and hit that subscribe button, because we do these kinds of things all the time. Here at Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme, we do things in the kitchen for the kitchen. There's cooking, there's baking, there's crafting, there's, you name it, we do it right here in our kitchen. Because the kitchen is the hub of the home, and it's the heart. And we are building our families and communities right here in the kitchen, one meal at a time. So, if you are not a member, join quickly, because you won't want to miss a beat.
I wondered, what can I fix that would be rather Mexican-y? And I thought, well, I had shrimp, I have lots of peppers, and I've got tons of onions. So, you know, that sounds like some fajitas to me. And I also have some mushrooms that I'm going to throw in with it. I'm going to do it in a pan in the oven, and it's going to come together. Your dinner's going to be ready in less than 30 minutes. And for us, we're not even going to have rice. We're going to do something a little different. The first thing I want to do is to cut up the vegetables. So let's get that done. I've got 3 green peppers that I'm going to cut up. And I'm going to start on the side. And I like cutting them around somewhat in a circle, because what that allows you to do, you see that little flap? That allows me to, and I can take it off so I can see. But when you cut, you're taking off the vein on the inside that you don't want anyway. So we're just going to get that done. Voila. I am going to take the bottom off because I like the bottom. And that's done. I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut it into strips. And that's one part. So we're making our own fajitas, and we like fajitas. And if you come across a bad spot, you know what to do. Get rid of it. Okay, so that's that. And I think I'm going to cut it from the inside because it just makes it so much easier. And like I said, we're going to be doing some mushrooms, some green peppers, and I think I may have some of those little tri-colored peppers as well. So let's see what we can do with that. And we're ready to slice. Sometimes it gets all of it, sometimes it doesn't, but it's very little. I'm going to stack these so I can do them quickly. Okay, that's 2. Let me get the little bottom. And you know, I think I'm going to do one more. Start it there. And I'm going to cut around the outside, trying not to get the vein. So if you get to a point that you can't see, then you know what, just start again. Whew, this has a lot of stuff on the inside of it. I wasn't even able to get all of that out. Wow. There we go. Now, just put these into pieces and stack them. And then we can cut them into strips. see if I have some of those little tri-colored peppers, because I think they would add a nice bit of color to this mixture. Okay, now there's all of our peppers. Nice pile of peppers. And if you run across a few that didn't cut all the way through, just break them up. And before I finish up those peppers, I need to season the shrimp. And I have 2 pounds of shrimp. I'm going to take a paper towel and put down in there just to make sure that I've soaked up any moisture that may be lurking in the bottom. May need another one. Just to make sure they're pretty dry. And then I can just throw that away. Okay, so there we go. We have those pretty dry. There we go. I'll put them into the sink, wash my hands, and we'll be ready to season. I have about a 1/4 cup of taco seasoning. That's what I'm going to put in. This is my mixture. And I'm just going to sprinkle some in, and I'm sprinkling them pretty heavy because I'm going to put a little bit over the vegetables as well as some over the shrimp. I'm take my spoon and give all of these a good stir. They still have their tails on. And then I'm going to put these in the refrigerator until they're ready to go into the pot. But that was about 1/4 cup of taco seasoning. And you can buy it, or you could certainly, if you happen to have some made, you could do that. But it's pretty quick to buy it as well. Sometimes if I can catch them on sale, I'll buy them and just throw them in the jar so they'll hang around a little longer. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty well seasoned. This is going to go into the fridge. So I'm going to get some plastic wrap. Because remember, this dinner is going to come together in about 30 minutes, if that. It may actually come together a little faster, but we're going to work on that. So I'm going to put plastic wrap on top. There we go. Get this into the refrigerator, and then we'll finish up the vegetables. Okay, I have mushrooms, and I'm going to take this container, push the green peppers over. I'm going to add my mushrooms to the mixture. So they're going to go right there. I don't need a lot of them, just enough. And if you don't like mushrooms, leave them out. Now, let's go to the next set of peppers. Now, right here where I cut up the peppers, the green peppers and the mushrooms, I'm going to cut these little mini peppers. And you'll see that they have their vein in them as well. I'm just going to kind of fold them down and take that center out, as well as the tops. They come out pretty easy most of the time, so I'm going to do that to all of them. Top them, cut them in half, and then take the centers out. There we go. Got some orange ones. These are just for color. We may add a few more just to, we want it to really be pretty and to look like the colors of Mexico. Now certainly if you had a lot of them to do, you can use a spoon. I'm just kind of taking my nail and scraping down the vein. That just kind of pops it right out. Take your vein, there you go. hope you guys are having a great day. I certainly have had a wonderful day. It was pretty here to begin with, and then the clouds came in. And we're supposed to have 2 days of rain. So, my goodness, we're going to be in for a couple of days probably. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when it's raining, I don't want to go out the door. Okay, a little bit left there. I think I have most of it. Got one more. Whoop! He broke a little. There we go. And all that out. Now I'm going to stack some. And we'll cut these as well into strips. Certainly could have saved time and gone to a Mexican restaurant, but we did that for my birthday because I have a particular place I always like to go to for my birthday. So those are some ones that are colored, and I think I'm going to throw just a few more in there. Now, remember I had a little bit of the taco seasoning left over, and I'm just going to sprinkle the rest of that seasoning right into this dish. I'm going to add just a smidget of olive oil because they will need a little oil, and I don't know if I can give these a toss or not. I'll keep them over the container and see how they do. They're doing pretty good. Okay, and just give them a nice mix. If anybody jumps out, you know they go back in the pool. I have to do this probably about 10 times in order to get everybody nice and seasoned. Okay, got a couple pieces. Oh, that's going to taste good.
Well, in about 15 minutes, we're going to be ready to put it down on the table. Now, we're going to be using some Mission gluten-free wraps, and they are going to be delicious. I know you're going to like them. So they have good texture, and for those of you who are gluten intolerant, this is a good option for you to use in your Tex-Mex. Now I am gently shaking the vegetables onto the pan, making sure that I get all of the goodness out of this bowl, because we don't want to leave any seasoning or any accumulations in that bowl. So we're just going to take my wooden spoon and we're going to press everything down and spread it out onto the pan. Isn't that beautiful? Look at those colors. Now the oven is heating up to 500. We're going for the gusto, and I'm going to add a little extra heat by sprinkling on some red pepper flakes, or as I like to call them, pepperoncino. And I'm going to put in maybe about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon. And you know, if you like yours a little more spicy, you can certainly add that. But I'm going to let the big guy add his own once he gets his plate. He could do that, but this will be sufficient for me. So we've got the red pepper flakes on, and I'm just waiting for that clock to say for the timer to say that it's ready. And there we go. We're at 500, and I'm going to place the pan into the oven. And you know, it's really funny because I was trying to make sure that the Mission gluten-free package was turned the right way, and when I did that, it meant that the timer, the kitchen timer, was turned the wrong way. Now, the vegetables have been in the oven about 7 to 8 minutes, and they are nice and just about to start to get goldeny, but they've got good texture at this point. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take our shrimp. I'm going to get a spoon, and I'm going to start to spread that shrimp across the top of these vegetables. And then I'm going to put them back into the oven for exactly 10 minutes. That's all it's going to take, 10 minutes. And you know, some ovens cook a little faster, and one thing that I did do was that I left the little ends on the shrimp, their little tails, and you can decide whether you want your shrimp to be a tailless or not. But I like for my shells to be open, and I like the tails because I think it adds a little extra flavor along the way. And so I have some with tails and some without. So I'm trying to make the big guy happy and make me happy too. So we've got the shrimp spread out on this tray. I'm going to put it back into the oven, let it go for exactly 10 minutes, and I am going to set the clock. Are you ready for this? Look at what is going to come out of this oven. Look at this shrimp deliciousness. Oh my goodness. Let's hurry up and get our plates. Woo! This is going to make me do the happy dance. Oh my goodness. Look at those shrimp. Look at the vegetables. And look at the heat that's coming off of this. You know what? It's going to be so good. Now you can serve this over rice. You can serve this over whatever you want. But tonight, it's all about Mexico. And so for our Cinco de Mayo, we've got a delicious plate of fajitas. And I'm taking mine, and I'm actually laying my my soft shell down, and it's a gluten-free, and I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to sprinkle a little cilantro on top of it, and then add a spoon of sour cream. Now, if you like yours with cheese or whatever it is that you want to put on yours additional, you can certainly do that. If I had a lime, I'd probably take a little lime and just drizzle a little bit over it, but I don't. So I'm going to eat it just the way it is. So here's plate 2, and let's get it all served up because, woo, We want this to be screaming hot when we're ready to sit down and eat. So we're not going to mess around tonight. We're going to get our silverware, get our napkins, and honey, dinner is served. Now, I hope that you have truly enjoyed this video, getting ready for Cinco de Mayo, getting a little bit of Mexico into the house with some delicious shrimp fajitas. Now, you know, your fajitas don't have to be shrimp. They could be chicken, they could be beef, they could be pork, they could be whatever you want to make them, or they could just be vegetable. Now, and in that case, you would just kick up the amount of mushrooms that you might put in, or maybe even add some carrots to the mix. But you know what? Dinner is going to be delicious, and I think we'll all be happy. Now, I hope you are building a strong family and a community right around your kitchen table, because that's our focus here at Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. We do things in the kitchen for the kitchen, and I hope you'll come back and that you'll see some of the things that we're all about. Now, notice that we're going to serve a salad on the side, and dinner is going to be amazing. So, I will see you soon, right here in the kitchen of Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme.